Hello, welcome back, Box101 here, and today we have a LEGO haul! Yay! But we have I guess the first one of, and probably the last one of July, or I guess the second one of July, forgetting about earlier this month, but we went to Half Price Books, as well as, I think, what was it, a Goodwill near us, or not near us, but somewhere, not near us, but we got some cool stuff. We got a Lincoln Logs container, $6. Set's complete. I'm not going to show that really here because, I mean, it's Lincoln Logs. I usually do Lego, but I'm just saying I got it there at the same time. Oh, goodness, that's heavy. But we also got this figure for $3, this bag for $10, and this whole tub for $20. So, first, we're going to look at the figure, then we're going to look at the bag, finally, the tub. Now, originally, this figure was marked as at $7, which is crazy. You can find them online for way less than that. And I thought, okay, I'm definitely not getting that. But then they marked him down for $3 after probably like 3 years. Not too bad of a wait. But yeah, I always like this cool little Bionicle figures like this. I never got one before. It's not broken that I could see. That's interesting bottom. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm happy that I got that one. Onto the bag, which is going to be probably one of the more interesting things. Now, as I said, the bag was $10, and you may say, where's the $10 of value? Well, the skull, first of all, obviously, and also, the main reason I got this, I saw the skull, I was like, that's really cool. If it has something else cool in it, I'm going to get it. It has a Falcon Knight with a blue cape and his helmet, so that's pretty cool. I got these old scissors. I'm going to cut this thing open, and I'll see you once it's fully opened up and dumped. We're actually just going to jump it here because it's more satisfying. Oh, yeah. But you can tell there's a mix of old and new. Probably mainly newer stuff. But there's obviously some non-Lego. But mainly this is what I came for. This Falcon's Knight with the blue cape. I have a red cape, don't have a blue one. Also, I've never gotten a Falcon's Knight, or original one. And then this, which as you can see, has a little bit of some black stuff on it, but that'll easily wash off. These are the main things I came for. Anything else is a consolation prize. I'm going to sort everything out, and then I will show you the interesting stuff. And we have it all separated out. Of course, everything needs cleaning, but this is the stuff. This is needs serious cleaning. This piece I just can't get apart. It's broken in there, and I have to get these two trans clear pieces off, or trans light blue. It has these two Ninjago spinners. I believe this is either Sensei Wu's or Zane's, and then Kai's or Cole's. I don't know. But I already have this one actually, kind of. I needed this lance. It's a bit messed up, but these are the vintage pieces. This one as well, but I just wanted to show you old macaroni. And then Jack Stone, kind of interesting. Put that with that as well. It has one of these. It does have a small crack. I don't know if you can actually see that if it's focused or not. But it has a small little break in it, but it'll work. And then this one has the number 1 on it. I don't know what that's for. Old light gray piece. Some black legs. Obviously, the best knight figure. I like this guy. He's pretty cool. He'll go well with the other one. And just this, which I guess I'll just put with that because that's not that rare. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm really happy with this bag. We're going to get on to the big tub of Lego now, which is going to take a while to sort, but I'm excited for that. So, I shall see you then. And we have cleaned up the stuff from the previous. Let's get into this monstrosity. I don't know how I should handle this. Should I dump the entire thing? I mean, that would be entertaining. This is one of the reasons I got it. I saw a figure, so, I mean, I knew there were figures in here, so I got it for the $20. Either way, it would have been great for just the pieces. But we're going to get into this. I think I'm going to, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Let me think about it, and I guess you'll see in the next clip. And I just decided to dump out some of it, and then we'll get to the rest. I did see something in here that caught my eye. I hope the rest of him is in here. SpongeBob, my boy. That's cool. We're going to get into this, but, yeah, I already see some old stuff. I see some new stuff. Saw this light thing. I'll show you that later. I will warn you though. Blinking lights. So, yeah, be wary. yeah, we're going to get into this. I'm going to sort this, and then I will show you the results of this. Then we'll go into the next batch, I guess. Kind of like how we did that big one back in probably May. Yeah, see you then. And from the first batch, this is all the like interesting pieces. I'll quickly pan over to the not so interesting pieces, or just pieces I don't find too interesting. These are kind of cool. These gunmetal gray body pieces for some Bionicle thing or Hero Factory. I don't know, but there's also some other stuff to that in here. Like I'm guessing that is from it. And yeah, this is the light thing I was talking about. Warning for flashing lights. It has one setting where it doesn't flash, and then one where it just stays quite bright. So kind of cool. It's not Lego, but I'll probably keep it. There is this cool car base for like a junior set, I'm guessing. This, which I thought was kind of weird, with the joined wheels. This big piece, just some other interesting pieces I thought I would research. Then I got some old stuff. These are things that I don't know if they're Lego or not. I think they are, but I don't know. And then I have this blacksmith helmet from these old stuff, and then number 2 as well. So, pretty cool for a first batch. Next batch is going to be dumped out after I clean this up. So let's do that. But here is the second batch. There's going to be some interesting stuff in here. This is a piece I need for the Death Star. So that's going to be cool. Definitely going to have a lot more pieces for that after this. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And we have batch 2. Some more of those Chi pieces from Chima. And some older pieces here. This is probably the most interesting one, to a plane, like I forget, like the engine of a plane. Kind of cool. And then, of course, a nice one-clip saddle. So that's kind of interesting. Harder to find those one clips. The SpongeBob figure I was talking about earlier. And, of course, the Lloyd. Don't know what Lloyd exactly. I haven't been into Ninjago for like 5 or 6 years. So I don't know much about that. Some interesting pieces. That one I'm guessing is from Avengers. This is a General Mills piece. Now it is a bit beaten up, but I'm very interested to find out what that goes to. It's a General Mills. You can't probably see that. I'll try and focus on it. I can't focus on it, but let's see. There we go. It's upside down. Of course it is. Trying to show you this thing. Yeah, General Mills under license. It's all beat up, but I would really like to see what that goes to. And then we have the pieces. Now we got some more of those Bionicle pieces. Honestly, if there's a full Bionicle in here, I'll be quite happy. There probably won't be, but there's at least a bunch of pieces to a good Bionicle set, so that'll be cool. That's pretty much it for this. These are just pieces, completion pieces, and yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm going to get on to... Oh, I didn't know that this was a printed piece. I am going to put this away and then get on to the next batch. And it is about time that we get into the next batch. Duplo door. Saw that right off the bat. Kind of interesting. See some other interesting stuff in here. So let's get into the next batch. And with this batch, we got some interesting stuff. This bike, which I'm pretty sure is it a pullback or is it? I don't remember. I got a couple of these before. They're they go with the Chima set, which is why there's so much Chi here. I actually have one of those original sets, but got another one of these bigger pieces here, and then this in black. Some interesting, guessing Ninjago things there, and then some interesting little pieces of Snakehead, kind of interesting, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figure. He's just a foot soldier. He's pretty common, or at least inexpensive. He's not. I don't have any others, but they're from the Shredder's bike, I believe, because I have a bunch of other pieces to that. Maybe complete that. I don't know if I'll have the pieces. There's some weird pieces in that set, but there's this flag. I have no clue what that could go to. It looks like a Japanese symbol, so maybe Avatar: Last Airbender. I don't know. I'll probably have a research segment at the end of this video where I talk about that, but I have this big old glass wind pane, and then just some other pieces. This is the aftermath of like just the bulk pieces here. Not too much interesting stuff. There's one of those tires. There's a really big one that comes in here, but we're in the Shredder set, I mean. And we are going to look in here. I'm going to pull this out first. It's not complete. It's missing the face, but Magma Cube from Minecraft. So, kind of interesting. That is a... What happened to it? I don't even know what happened to that side. How does that occur? But yeah, pretty cool. We're going to get on to the next batch. Oh yeah, also, he rolled into here. I found plankton, so that's really cool. I like that. And this is the next bag. I already see this Pixel from Ninjago. Don't know if she's a newer one. I don't know. I don't recognize it, but yeah. It's going to be a quick scan, and I'm going to go sort it. And the next batch is done. We have some interesting parts here, such as this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shell, the blue milk carton here, and then this guy's head. Don't know what he is. Maybe Aquaman? Some superhero guy. So a Batman shield. This big car base. Don't know what that's from. And then this little bird on that thing there. Also this friend's door. And this, which goes to a set that I actually have this exact same piece to. I got it at the in my last LEGO haul, actually. So now I'm going to be able to put both on that set, even though they are the same sticker, and it should be the opposite way around if I want the other one. But you probably don't even understand what I'm saying. It goes to the same set as this. So that's actually what I was trying to complete. So that's kind of interesting that that was also in here. But we also have another one of those symbols, and we can pan over to the pieces here, which, again, not very interesting. That's why I don't have them in the other pile, but they are very good pieces for just building random things and completing sets. So, that without further ado, let's go on to the next batch, where we can actually see a figure. Let's hope he's in there. Let's go. That was a very awkward transition. And on this next one, we can see there's a Friends figure. Then I don't know where that Octan figure went. He may not be in this batch, but we will see. Let's, I guess, sort through this now. And with our next batch, we have this piece, which is interesting. I've seen this on some Indiana Jones sets. I don't think in this lime green color. So I don't know what that goes to. Maybe that SpongeBob set that had the SpongeBob figure. But I have an Octan racer. This interesting hairpiece. Don't know what that goes to. Maybe a Hermione, but not sure about that. This goes to that Shredder set, I believe. There's some transparent old pieces. Another one of those pieces for the plane or engine. And then a singular new flower piece on a sprue. So that's kind of interesting. And then here's all the pieces that did not make it into the interesting pile. But yeah, pretty. There's not as much this time is what I'm trying to say. But in the next one, I can already see a couple figures. So either in the next one or the final one, we're going to be seeing those. So on to the semi-final one, I guess. The semi-final batch. And this is the semi-final one. And you can already tell there's some interesting stuff in here. So let's get into that right now. And on to the next one, we have some cool Friends stuff, like that Friends animal and those Friends legs. This bowl of, I think, spaghetti. Never seen that in my life. Another one of these. Don't think this is Lego, but I'm going to recognize it just in case. This, I just wanted to see because it's an interesting color, what set that goes to. Some more little Friends stuff here. This piece, which goes to the front of that car, I'm guessing. Because those are the same type of car pieces there. And have some nice little accessories. This pilot helmet doesn't have the respirator though. And then this Duplo thingamabobber for the top of a police car. It's 4 figures in this one. The Joker. Never had a Joker actually. I have a ton of Batman. I used to get a bunch of superhero sets. I don't anymore. I collect Star Wars and stuff, but I never got a Joker. So that's actually kind of cool to get a Joker. This guy, that's where that shell goes to. Oh, at the end I'll put them all together and stuff. And then, I don't know, this one, I'm guessing because of the symbol on her chest, Batwoman, or something like that. I don't know any of that superhero stuff, but something like that. And then we have old pieces, not many this time. And then the other pieces, some salmon color, pretty simple. But we're going to get on to the final batch, where we shall, I guess, wrap things up afterwards. And I think for the last dump, we can dump it right on camera. There we go. And you can see, there is one figure I see. I don't see I do see some interesting stuff. Let's get into it. I'm going to sort this out, and then I will show you. Also, small bit of mess. Going to have to clean that up. And scraping the bottom of the barrel, we can see that magma cube's face is in here. So I'm able to complete the magma cube. That's kind of interesting. This safe with a bunch of dollar bills. Never seen that really before. More pieces to that LEGO Friends Vet set, I'm guessing. Also, this also goes to that probably. Hamburger, of course. Some interesting little tools that also probably go to that set. This figure, this sword, which I don't know if that is LEGO. Recognize it, as always. Old pieces. Also the sprue to one of those old versions of this. So that's kind of interesting. This, which isn't LEGO. I just thought I'd keep it out, just because. And then the actual leftover bricks. That is going to be it for actual sorting. I'm going to do a final, I guess, overview of everything.